Hey, what's up guys, WhirlXbow back here, and today we're gonna be playing a new deck that I've been finding has been like tearing up the ladder. At least like I think I've seen like 4 of them in the last like 2 days. And I've only really played games for the channel in the last 2 days. I've been really fucking busy and whatnot. So I've just been finding that this giant Renathal deck has just been super popular, and it's also been doing, at least of what I can see, pretty solid. I am a little bit concerned because the deck doesn't play mountains, as far as I can see. Like the lists I've found online don't play Molten Giant, which I find concerning. Like I don't know, this might not be the best list. Also, some of the lists are even. That might be why you find Molten Giant in it, and you find, but I don't know, the deck just looks interesting. It reminds me a lot of Evenlock, of DARKGLARE, like a mixture between the two. And I'm kind of excited to try it. Side note, I do think Evenlock is really fucking bad, and was really bad prior to Prince coming out. I know that a lot of people say, oh, it's tier 1, but having played a fair amount of that deck off recording and whatnot, I found the deck a little bit lacking, and I don't quite understand what decks it was beating to be placed in tier 1. Like, I found like the Pirate Rogue matchup was hard. The Shutterwalk Shaman matchup is like a 50-50. You never beat Quest Mage. You never beat any of the super fast aggro decks or burn decks, Quest Hunters and things like that. So I just couldn't see what it was actually beating when I was playing it at relatively high legend, like 300-ish legend. So yeah, like I'm not quite sure why people were saying that deck was tier 1, but anyways, Renathal Giants. Let's try that. All right, guys. So yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys all in the first game. Right? I'm gonna just add Prince here, so I don't forget this is a Prince deck. That's how I do it. I did read that some people do pluses in front to show that, oh, it's a 40 card deck, but I like to just write Prince Giant, and then I have like Prince Reno and things like that that tell me that's a Prince deck. In my opinion, it's actually kind of helpful, so you don't have to go look at your decks every single time. But yeah, anyways, with that being said, let's queue the first game and let's see how it goes. Alright guys, I'll see you guys all there. Alright, so again, this is a matchup that I don't actually know if we can actually win. So I'm a little bit confused as to, yeah, I think Quest Mage is just a deck that very few decks can actually beat. Like, this deck loses to itself more than it loses to other decks. I'm gonna do this. This card's really good though. I'll see this. Lower my odds at drawing more Murlocs, because I would like to draw them all with this guy. But yeah, I don't know if we can actually even win this matchup. This matchup is so hard. Double Molten. If these were Mountain Giants right now, I'd be in a really good position. Like that's like mounted on 4, mounted on 5. It's like really solid. Oh, it's also mech. I just realized that that's mech. Mech we might have a slightly easier time against. Blademaster is a really, really good card in the matchup. I think I just silenced Sebs. I don't want to take a million damage next turn. Is that ever correct? I'm gonna go with yes. This is a little bit greedy, but I think preventing this from growing here is really fucking important. Another thing, by the way, I'm not sure about in this deck is there's no rats and there is no mutinous. So it's like the combo decks I feel like you just lose to. At least, again, this is the version I found online. Some guy hit like 15 legend with it, so I tend to believe, like, if someone's doing really good with the deck, like, I tend to believe that the deck is fairly powerful. Typically use these on your own face, but I think here we can use it to try and get tempo. The person to gain initiative first on the board, like, it's so important. It's so fucking important to have initiative in this matchup. Like, seeing this, I'm super fucking worried. Unless this play here is hero power, like, even then I'm still fucking worried. Like, I have 4 good draws in my deck. Yes. Okay, a couple more than 4. I kind of want this back, but I can't get it back guaranteed, so I'm gonna do this. I could have gone Tour Guide here to draw a card, which might have... was Tour Guide better? I like having the 2-1 here, because it basically means now that no matter if he trades these into anything, they just die. So I like that. Also, I like the fact that these are almost... I don't like that. I am fucked. I'm just dead here. Unless I top deck exactly Defile. I'm in a Defile or bust situation. That is not Defile. None of these cards are Defile. Okay, that's really good though. I can do this, which can still be Defile. It is not, but... Defile there was so good, but I feel like a board full of 8/8s is also pretty solid here. We were also like 2-3 mana off being able to go draw my Murlocs and then eat his board, so that's another thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm really fucking low. No Reno right now is like terrifying. I guess Battleground is lethal. Just PO lethal. PO is a lot of fucking damage. PO is another 8. So that's 16, 32. Yeah, so PO is lethal. We have a lot of draws to it. Lethal next turn. We just start with Soularium, right? We hit Battlemaster, we win the game. We hit PO, we win the game. We hit Drain Soul. We're in an okay position. We're just trying to figure out, like, also, like, Tamsin is just huge, right? Tamsin wipes his board and I gotta kill him. If that's the... No, the guy's 8, right? I don't have to worry about that here. Oh, no. Okay, I'm done. I'm dead, right? Yeah. He is exact lethal. A little bit above exact lethal. No, it's actually exact lethal. Oh, that's disgusting. How did I get lowered? Oh, I got lowered by that. We were 1 turn away from winning the game. There's nothing you can do there. We took 10 damage from the shark. What can you do? Let's forget that one happened. Let's queue up the next one and ideally not get Giga fucked that hard. Alright guys, so yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys all in the next game. Alright, another mage, so potentially just losing another game to shit that's out of my control. This would have also been such a good draw last game. This would have won me the game. I want to say I keep this in case it's mech again. Oh well. If it's not mech, I mean I drew 1 less card and that's not the end of the world. We have a turn 4 play. I think this is not even actually playable on turn 4. It's quest though, so I just lost the game. That's fun. Yeah, I don't think I can actually win this game. That's a really good draw though. This is weak to first flame, second flame. But right now I'm just trying to deal myself as much damage as possible so this is playable. And try and figure out if I could just find lethal between Loatheb and some other minions that I can play early game. I also need to pray like he just has a really, really weak opener. See, this is a game where I would love to have so many cards, right? In this deck that are not, like, rats would be huge. Because rats I can do, like, I could have gone next turn if he doesn't kill us, I could go rat, PO, kill whatever he gets. Right? And then play, like, a super, super control anti-combo game where I try to, like, reanimate them and shit like that, so. Yeah, like, I'm in an awful position right now. Awful, awful position. Cheaty Anklebiter. It's interesting, but it's not... Probably it's not a good card. It's such a bad burn, too. And to be fair, that burn doesn't really matter, but it's still... It feels like such a bad burn. That's a fine burn, I guess. It's counter the next spell he plays. Is minion better? I think minion is slightly better actually. He's played two spells here. So he might be trying to go like, you know, 3/2 that gives him a coin or some shit, where if we just counter it, like, it's really fucking good. The problem is this. Because now that if he drew the second one, this is just dead and did not get any value. Okay. I'm really 1 minute off being able to play this Molten Giant here. Ah, that's so annoying. I have to go for it though. It gives me the best board possible this turn. The reason this is so good, because now if he can't kill me this turn or wipe my board, I go Loatheb, he can't play the game next turn, and then this is lethal. Or if he doesn't play an Ice Block, this is just lethal here. He's have a way to kill off everything on this board or freeze it or some shit. I'd ideally actually like to take 2 here. Taking 2 would be best case scenario. That's fucking awful. This is almost good. I'm trying to figure out... Well, can I just kill him here? 8, 12... Not quite. If I had another PO, I had lethal. Right. 8, 10, 17, 21, 22. Not quite lethal. 1 mana off again, really? I hate this game sometimes. This is fine. If his play is Varden again, I can... Like, if he goes, like, Potion Varden to prevent me from attacking again, I can eat the 2/1 with Touch and then Silence. He's looking for Ice Block here, where I'm hoping that he can't find 2 Ice Blocks, so this way Loatheb will be able to find me lethal. But... I don't have high hopes for this game. This is the best board I could possibly have at this point. I'm expecting to just get cucked by some RNG bullshit, where he just like RNGs a Frost Nova into bounce Varden, play Varden, wipe half my board. That's like honestly what I'm expecting, but he's clearly digging. By the way, also I hope you guys all have a beverage. I currently am drinking me a nice Monster because I wanted a Monster, and I'm a very simple person like that. And it's fire. I actually need you the Ice Block, fuck me. I mean, we need to proc the Ice Block and slam Loatheb. Like, that's just the only play I actually have here. And then just hope it's good enough. Okay, that means he doesn't have a potion in hand. 8, 16, 18. Okay. Okay, well, your spells cost 5 more. You can play exactly an Ice Block. Do I have you dead? This deck could actually potentially go for, like, slightly more... Okay, so you can't play a spell anymore. Thank God. And... yeah. I was able... Anyways, if he drew another way to freeze my board, I did have Touch into Silence him to kill him. Holy fuck. I hate playing against Quest Mage so much. But I'm glad that I'm starting to understand how you play against the deck. You have to go like Omega fast and still have a hate card. Like, be able to like flood the board, have him freeze, you play Loatheb, and be like, look, figure out another way to kill me without being able to play Ice Block, or you're dead. And you also need to hope that they don't slam Ice Block on 2. If he would have slammed Ice Block on 2 there, and he had drew the other one, I was fucked. I had lost that game 100%. But hey, that's the problem with not like, with only one deck in the game being popular with secrets, it's really hard to justify putting a piece of secret hate in your deck, like an Eater of Secrets, to deal with it, unless you're like a super aggressive deck, or like that's your worst matchup, in which case then I could see like adding it as a one of to potentially get a win through that. But anyways, so with all that being said, let's skip the next one, right? Yeah, I'll see you guys all there. Jesus Christ, is Mage just the most, I guess Quest Mage is the most popular deck in the game at the moment. I mean, Quest Mage is very strong. I personally don't see the appeal. I'm not the biggest fan of playing the deck, but I can see why people like it. I'm gonna keep the Raise Dead in case I draw Flesh. This hand is like really, like if this Molten Giant was a Flesh Giant, it would be significantly better. Although we are still looking for a couple other cards. Like the part I'm worried about, okay, so it's not Quest, which means it's most likely Mech, and this hand is really weak against Mech. No, it's what's it called? It's Reno. Okay, I think Reno we have a slightly better matchup against because Silence is so good. This thing is so fucking good in this matchup. So is this. This is huge. I ideally do not want to see another Murloc drawn until turn 4. Every single time though I tell myself like, oh, I don't want to see a Murloc draw, I tend to always draw one. So I'm fine doing this, as I want him to hero power this here, so this way I have 2 targets for Raise Dead that are like still like pretty solid minions. This is just such an interesting minion. I can't tell how I feel about it. Like, it's a good card, it's a good card, it's an interesting card, and it's a playable card. I love it. I love the design behind it. So this brings me up to cost 3. Okay, so I'm about to do this. 6. Oh, I couldn't play this. Whoops. That's fine though. The Flesh Giant's down to 4, which means I can just slam it next turn as a 4-drop. But I still think the play that I'm most likely gonna go is coin Murloc here. Just so this way my odds of, like, I lower my odds to 0 to draw the Murlocs. I also like how this deck has such an interesting win con in Tamsin power plus Wind Fury. I guess you can only do 1 power. Maybe if I want to attempt to go for the Omega OTK. Right, the reason you can only do 1 is because that's 11 mana. I guess I should slam this here. I can tap here actually. Tap puts you up to 9 and down to 8. This, I'm at 9 on my turn. I can't tap here. I really want to, but it's like... Fuck, this is actually such a hard turn. Like, this whole turn will change how the whole game goes. I guess I could always coin Broomstick next turn, potentially, as well. Fuck it. I want to have the other card now. I guess I can do touch whatever he plays, coin this. I wanted to save the coin, which is the whole reason I'm going around this play. But I still think this was probably the better play overall. Gaining that 2 health from this was actually ginormous. The problem is also he's played Ice Block now, so... It's hard to... Like, I can't OTK him. I have to proc his block, he's gonna play Reno, and then I have to OTK him. Or like something like that. Gigafin is going to be, I think, the deciding card in this matchup. I think Gigafin's going to be very important. It's important to know, by the way, that if you Gigafin and then they do a board wipe, for all those who haven't played against Gigafin or haven't played Gigafin, the Gigafin itself comes into play first, which has the cough up the minions as the death rattle, where the other one is the destroy. So, if you Gigafin, then you're guaranteed to what's the word? If you Gigafin, and then they board wipe, you give them back their minions, is what I'm trying to say. So that's just important to know for all those. The positioning here is really fucking bad. I should have put the Flesh Giant between the 2-1 and the 5-2. The reason for that is I could always technically next turn touch the Kobold and then get a shitload of bursts through Wind Fury. Now I need him to kill the 5-2, and even then it's still not ideal. So yeah. How much is this? 1623. I put some down to 3, which doesn't proc his block, which I don't like. Wind Fury would be a nice draw. It's not Wind Fury. Another hard turn. I kind of just want to slam Loatheb, but I want to kill this. I guess I get Loatheb, coin, touch with a Broomstick. I guess I just Loatheb, Broomstick. I think I want to go halfway between both of those plays. There's a second Molten. I'm worried because I'm running out of threats in my deck as well. This deck is not, in my opinion, that great in going super long, especially not because I've already committed 2 giants. It's 2 out of... I've committed so many of my threats, actually. 1, 2, 3. I have 1, 2, 3... This is what I meant for the third one. How the hell do I get to 16 here? I can't easily get to 16 here. Really sucks. Yeah. I saw that flame ward was super telegraphed. In the play he did, it's super telegraphed. I like this because now he has to kill all 3 of my minions not to worry about block. And there are some lists that run the guy that makes battle cries cost more, so he has to actually worry about it. Which I like. He might actually just... This might actually just force his Reno. In which case, Wind Fury is like lethal. Well, it's not quite lethal, but it puts him down so low that it's like almost impossible for him to come back. Actually, no, it doesn't. It's... What is it? Because I'd have to kill the Reno to prevent... Oh, fuck me. Really? That was his RNG on his puzzle box. It was actually fucking perfect. I fucking despise puzzle blocks with every fiber of my being. I like how I was able to play around that. Makes me feel really good about myself. Yeah, well. I guess I don't just have lethal. I guess an RNG puzzle box is good enough to just win him the game. Fuck, man. I'm so sad. And I don't even have, like... I feel this deck needs improvements. Some guy was able to hit Legend with it. Maybe if you don't hit straight Mage, you have a chance, but it's still rough, you know? I want to protect this, but I can't with this hand. Guess not. Kind of wish this deck played the demon package. I also kind of wish I didn't draw every single bit of my late game and none of my early games, so like my draws later on are just gonna be straight trash. But yeah, I thought I should have tried to silence first to try and play around the RNG'd secret that he had. His deck has no burst either. Like, I can't just steal lethal. Like, I'm fucked. Yeah, he hits a board wipe. Of course he did. Reno as well. In this, okay, hold up. In this scenario, it wasn't instant, so it's not the card I think it is. That was one of the last cards I wanted to see. But I just have to go for it, I think, at this point. Yeah, I just have to go for this. Hope he doesn't have Rena. Hope he doesn't have Luna into play my entire deck. There's a couple things I have to hope for here. I'm assuming this is not Ice Block because it took him so long to pick it. If it was Ice Block, it was like an insta pick. And this is just gives me the most amount of minions where I went through a Frost Nova because I have a Silence. And I just need a Hope is good enough. I'm assuming it's probably a counterspell or something to try to play around like a Dark Bomb is what my expectation is. Thank God. Okay. That game was so... Oh my god, my brain fucking hurts. This is why I hate playing decks like this. They're actually so difficult to pilot well. Not even good, just well. Like, Jesus Christ. It's fun though. Like, it's fun, but it does give you a fucking headache just playing it. But hey. We don't really have time for one more game, but we kind of, I kind of want to play one more game. Fuck it, I'm going to play one more game even though we're already technically at the time limit, just because I want to play one more. Alright, so yeah, with that being said, let's queue it up. Druid is interesting. I don't know how I feel about Druids in general playing this deck. That's a decent draw. We're getting really lucky with the early game draws. We never want to commit more than 1 or 2 giants to the board at a time. Also, ideally, we'd like to res them with the raised deads. That's like best case scenario as we raise those. I still don't like the fact that he's playing. I don't like this in that deck. It just doesn't make sense. You're putting 10 more cards. Like, you have to draw 33% more cards in order to kill someone with Mechathune. You need to draw 33% more cards in order to pull off a Togwaggle combo. Like, it doesn't seem good to me. I could be wrong. I fully acknowledge that, but in my opinion, it's super fucking wrong. That was the worst draw in my deck. I guess no. I gotta just go... The worst draw in my deck now would be a Murloc. Now I could go 4-2 into 4-3 and then see what his answer is. Because there's like good answers to that for him. There's some really bad ones, so... Tamsin is also a really good draw for me. I know this telegraphs the fact that I have a second one of these, but it puts up such a good board for right now. Like, I don't think this is going to force any form of real removal from him, but it might. It might force a Poison Seeds. It's... Bruh. I fucking loathe this game. The fact that this was his answer on turn fucking 4 is absurd. The fact that this is his curve is fucking absurd. That's actually turn 3. But, hey. Sometimes you'd just rather be lucky over good. And just hit, like, insane shit. Somehow he's gonna have a RNG to Godfrey here. Watch. Like, this was really fucking early, but I still think it's fine. What the fuck is going on, man? Actually, I want an explanation of what the fuck has happened over the last 2 turns. Can I get that, please? Like, bruh. Also, these were terrible. This was super greedy to slam this here, but it says that if he doesn't have an answer, he's dead to Tamsin, which is why I like it. He already had to discover the Moonlit Guidance. Oh, he had the fucking swipe. I forgot he got off Moonlit Guidance. Oh, I hate life right now. You know, the deck is really good when you can put an additional 10 cards when you draw the perfect cards every single fucking turn. Turns out that's when adding those cards is really absurd. Oh, I misplayed. Fuck me. I meant to play the other one first. Also, I like how PO is nowhere to be found at the moment. And PO, does he have the second swipe? No, he just has an LUL as well. Like, bruh. This is an LUL on turn like 6. I wish I drew as good as he did this game. Just in general. Why the fuck did I choose to play another game? This is just tilting beyond belief. I would love to be this guy. I actually love to be this guy. Tamsin is a very good draw. Sucks to have to play the giant first. But I think that was the right play. Yeah? No? The reason I want to drop PO is because it's just so good with Tamsin. It's 8 damage burst if I have a minion on the board. Also has the Onyxia. Makes sense. It's playing fucking What the fuck is... This deck is so bad, yet it doesn't matter. I hate that this game is the pure example of why you can just be lucky and be good at this game. What garbage do I get? At least I got a playable card. Is it even fucking playable? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not even good. I can do this here. Maybe I draw one. Unlucky. Well, hopefully he doesn't have another way to deal with another 8/8. Druids, I'm used to druids typically only have realistically 2 or 3, I guess. With raid boss it's typically 2 destroy all minions, summon 2/2s, poison seeds, and Onyxia. I'm just playing against a guy that's playing double Molten Giants, Neptulon in his druid deck. Okay. Checks out. Everything here makes sense. Punch there, that puts it down to 4. That's 4. That's 5. That's 1. He has a really sick draw. Don't think it matters, but I think I'm too far behind. My guess is, what's the next random best legendary you could just slam? I don't fucking know. Double Colossus, the what is it, the 7/7 taunt death rattle summon the 7/7. Like, that would be a really good card from the have right here. Is that what he's gonna have? Arcanist is not ideal for me. I don't have Wind Fury, which means I just can't actually win the game anymore, but who knows, maybe I can draw an actual playable sequence of cards and he not have the perfect answer. I have to play fire spells, so I guess I'm glad I'm getting to play them through this. Let's do this. It's cheaper than the alternative to draw a card. Soularium is not ideal. I was really hoping to hit Loatheb here, if I'm being honest. Well, guess it's just this, right? Like, I guess this is actually better slightly. This is slightly better, I guess, because it has potential of just doing some dumb shit, right? This is 16 on board. Potentially... there's the poison seeds. Misplayed by committing the extra giant. What's the best card he can just have here? I don't even fucking know. At this point, I'm expecting just never, like... I should have conceded this game 10 minutes ago. After the turn 2 or turn 3 wild guff? Turn 3 guff into turn 4 swipe? Yeah, I should have probably conceded at that point. It's really good for him. I need to predict properly here. Assume he's gonna be playing a spell here. I have to go minion. I have to go minion to play around Anaconda. If he slams Lady Anaconda, like, I'm expecting a spell, but the problem is if he goes to Anaconda, he can just play a shitload of random fucking spells and I just lose the game, yeah. It didn't matter what I picked. If I would have picked spell, he would have slammed Anaconda and then would have been able to go bullshit into Nourish into I was still dead. So, what can you do? I can't tap anymore, realistically. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in my deck. That means there's 3 of my tokens in my deck. I need to attempt to win this through fatigue, and I don't know if that's humanly possible. I would love a Loatheb draw here. It's the best draw in my deck. Oh, that's huge, actually. Oh my god. Technically, if I draw PO next turn, that's 18 or 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Sorry, 16. I kind of want him to be able to kill one of my things, but alas, that is not a possibility. Once he kills us here, and then I'm dead, I think. Right now I'm preventing him from playing minions, but his hero power, because he's playing Guff and Malfurion the Pestilence. Like, bruh, I didn't even know you were still able to do that in this meta. Like, double flippery friends. Yeah, okay, makes sense. There's no, like, this deck works 0.1% of the time, and it just happens to be the game where he curved out like a fucking legend. I have a feeling this card should be changed, by the way. As much as I would hate this card to be changed. Slam this. Whoops. You got PO, Goldshire, Touch. That's it. The cards he got, the thing was, they're not exceptionally good. I wish I would have kept my deal damage, though. That would have been smart and much better for me. I'm so mad about the fact that his deck actually worked. Because that deck should not work, is the problem. His deck just shouldn't work. He has Nephtalon, Onyxia, Molten Giants in the same deck as a Celestial Alignment, Azalina Soul Thief, and Togwaggle, with Malfurion the Pestilent. Like, his deck is pulled in like 7 different directions. I'm so mad the fact he actually got this fucking win. He won this game solely because he RNG'd off the Moonlit Guidance swipe on 2. Or on 3. After having turn 2 Guff. The only reason he won the entire game was those 3 turns. The turn 1 Bioproject Guff swipe off of, like... If he would have missed on that, he lost the game. He was straight up dead. And it was a 1-of in his deck. So... I mean, there's no way you can play around a deck that's full of a whole bunch of garbage. As much as I don't want to say, like, oh, it was just pure RNG. That game was pure the fact that his deck was really bad, and not that this deck was bad. This deck, I think, beat Druids 99% of the time when they don't have 25 cards that shouldn't be in their deck. Swipe is not even in Togwaggle Druid. That's just a card he threw in there because, like, you know, Pirate Rogues have a whole bunch of 2 health minions. Actually, very few 1 health minions, which is something I noticed. Also, most of the other aggro decks play 2 health minions. So let's put a card that deals 1 damage and kills 1 thing. Instead of, you know, the other board wipes that you have. Like, instead of other cards that you could play in Druid, like Wrath, which can actually kill a tank on 2. Or a cannon on 2. You know, like, there was, or like Bog Beam in your deck that's playing all the ramp in the world, because you were also playing like Overgrowth. Like, there was so many better choices to put into his deck, yet he picked Swipe, and it won him the game, and now I'm pretty sure he's convinced that Swipe is a broken card, when it's really bad right now, and that's so annoying. But hey, what can you do? Shit happens, I guess. Sometimes they get high variance. Just really fucking tilting. Anyways, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, don't forget to like and subscribe as always. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Alright guys? Yeah, I'll see you guys all there. Peace.